For as long as humans have remembered, they have never truly let go of the dead. Not completely, because in many cultures, death was never seen as an ending. It was a transition, a continuation into something unknown. People believed that those who came before them didn't disappear. They remained, watching, guiding, sometimes influencing in quiet, invisible ways. This is what we call ancestor worship. Not always worship, but connection. A belief that the past is still alive in some form, still present, even if it cannot be seen. In ancient societies, ancestors were not distant memories. They were part of everyday life, not physically, but symbolically, emotionally, and spiritually. Their presence could be felt in the home, in rituals, in traditions, and in everyday decisions, in the way people lived and the choices they made. People spoke to them, left offerings for them, and asked for protection, guidance, or advice. Not out of fear, but out of familiarity, as if the connection had never truly been broken, because the living were never truly alone. They were part of something larger, a lineage, a continuation, a chain that stretched far beyond a single lifetime. And this belief created something powerful, a deep sense of identity, a sense of belonging that extended beyond the present moment. You were not just an individual, you were the result of countless lives, countless decisions, and countless stories that came before you. Your existence was part of a much longer narrative, one that didn't begin with you, and one that would not end with you either. But ancestor worship was not only about comfort. It also carried responsibility, a quiet understanding that something had been entrusted to you, to remember, to honor, to continue what was passed down, to carry it forward, even as time moved on. Because forgetting meant losing something essential, a connection that once defined who you were, and perhaps still does. And yet, in the modern world, this connection feels more distant, more abstract, harder to recognize. We don't speak to our ancestors anymore. We don't leave offerings, at least not in the same way. But the need didn't disappear. It changed form, slowly, quietly, over time. We look through old photographs. We trace our family history. We search for meaning in where we come from, trying to reconnect without even realizing it. We ask questions like, who were the people before me? What did they believe? What did they struggle with? What shaped their lives? What did they leave behind? And how much of it still lives in me, in the way I think, in the way I react, in the choices I make every day. And sometimes we feel something we can't fully explain, a connection that goes beyond memory, something familiar without a clear source. Maybe that's why the idea of ancestors still feels so powerful. Not because we follow the same rituals, but because the need behind them still exists. The past is not gone. It lives in identity, in patterns, in behavior, in us. So maybe the real question is not whether ancestor worship still exists, but how it continues in a different form, hidden but still present. And if it does, what might your ancestors be trying to tell you? Maybe some connections never truly disappear. They just become quieter, waiting to be noticed again. If this stayed with you, there's more to explore. You can subscribe for more.